Top 10 things private equity firms look for in a company. Do you think that your company is ready for a private equity firm investment? Contrary to popular belief, it could take decades before your company becomes investor ready. The top 10 things that private equity firms look for in a company before they invest are coming up. 10. Realistic business plan. The first point we are considering for this video is a realistic business plan. Projections are a part of any company, but the more realistic your business plan is, the better. The profits and cash stream should be ambitious but not out of reach. The business plan should hold a realistic future and have a good profit margin. The private equity company wants to invest in a company that can make massive gains in the future, but not one that sets standards that they cannot hold up to. The private equity firm will also double-check and research to be sure if your profit caps are realistic. The firm would not be very pleased to find that you are not honest about your projections. The business plan, being both realistic and ambitious, is not a tough spot to meet. You have to reach for the highest within your reach. That is what is expected of your company to earn a private equity firm's investment. This is a vital requirement that should not be treated lightly. 9. Stable cash flow. When a private equity firm decides to invest in your company, they should see a good trail of cash flow. The firm will not put money in a situation where they are not sure what their returns are. It would help if you had a good channel for money to go in and come out. This will let the private equity firm know that you will have an excellent stream to show its highs and lows of whatever amount they put in your business. A cash flow is necessary, but a stable cash flow is the most important. When you have a cash flow that can be interrupted by the slightest disruption, you are not the target. Private equity wants a consistent cash flow. In situations where disruption happens, it shouldn't block cash 100%. There should always be a good amount of money that comes regardless of the situation. That is the other vital part of the list. It would help if you had a stable cash flow. 8. Low additional investment. When private equity looks into a company for investment, they need one that does not require constant investment. If the firm pumps money into your company, they want it to be the last one that will be invested. The private equity company is not only investing in you, they are moving from company to company and getting money into their activities. They will not like to have to find extra cash for you every time. The additional investment that they will pump into you should be used for a different investment elsewhere. The private equity firm does not believe in investing if your finances are not streamlined. So whatever amount of money you need at the start should be all that you would ever receive. As they also get into your management and try to look at your books, they need to see a clear pattern of how their injected revenue will hit every aspect of your business and produce results. The low additional investment is a massive point because whenever a firm sees that you might need more than a single investment, they will move on to the next. 7. Market position. Your position in the market is a very crucial point for investment. A startup should already know what solutions they are providing and how that will change the game for them and every investor. If you are only contributing to the market numbers, you might be far from what private equity firms are looking for. For an established company, you should have a good standing in the market. The equity firm is not looking for the leader in every market, but they want to see a level of firm standing wherever they think about you. If your brand does not market something innovative and offers solutions that people need, you might not be considered. It would be best if you solidify your place in the market before an equity firm stops investing in you. It would help if you gave people a reason to want to choose you. That is what they call creating a demand. You have to find something people did not think they needed, and then show them that they do. Who guessed we could control taxis on our phones until Uber? That is the whole point of a position on the market. It would help if you were a brand that is offering more than the next. In delivery and customer experience, you should stand out. 6. Reputation. Before the private equity firm invests in you, they will like to find out about you from others. That is why it's a company. You need to be on your toes when it comes to reputation. You need to treat your employees with the best of professionalism, because, believe it or not, you will need their good praise if you want a private equity investment. They are going to be interviewed, and whatever they say will determine your fate. As you can manipulate the data from your employees, your competitors and suppliers will also have a say. The private equity firm will speak to the people who come into contact with your firm to tell them whether you are a good fit. Having a solid reputation will mean that they are going to come up with good data on you. However, if you are one with many enemies and not enough goodwill, you will flank out during this exercise. The purpose of this measure is to ensure that the firm does not invest in a company that will be easily hit with lawsuits that will take them out of business. You need to maintain an excellent working relationship with your staff, have an excellent external reputation, and are good to go. 5. Good management. When a private equity firm invests in your company, they will be looking out for the best management of their resources. If they intend to have a seat at the management table and take up voting powers, they will do that. Otherwise, they need to see that you have the competent people to manage the company's affairs. The appropriate management will mean people with experience and dedication to the task ahead. Usually, a company founded by friends within the same field of expertise does not work for this format. You need to prove that people are working for a more intelligent company than the founders and know what they are speaking about. So, as a way of ensuring that you are on the right side, employ people of the right background to head various sides of your company. That is an excellent way to put up a management front. 4. Security. As a private equity firm decides to invest in you, they need to be assured of their returns. The firm is not worried about whether or not you are the most deserving of their money. They want to know if you will have their returns as promised and within the framework agreed on. The security aspect of the investment can be a big bargain if the company itself does not know if it will be making any headway with the investment. You will have to give the investors your word through action that their money is safe and will produce returns. That is the security they need to make the investment move. 3. Contingency plan. If the security you promised the investors fails, what is next? That is the contingency plan that the private equity firm will be looking for. The firm will be checking to see if you have surplus plans to support your main one when it does not yield results. In the case of an unfortunate situation that drives your plan through the drain, what you do next? You don't only need a contingency plan, but one that works, that will make you a good sport for the external investment. 2. Quality of research. When you show your investors that you are committed to research and development, you stand the highest chance of gaining their trust. The quality of research and development will show that you are the best company for the firm. Once you prove yourself worthy of this characteristic, you will surely be in the lead. A company that invests in research will grow beyond its competition and take up a more significant market share in no time. Once you research, you should start developing the products and services to meet the recommendations of these researches. 1. Potential for growth. If you want to woo any investor, the most significant point is to show them that you have growth potential. A company that can expand and takes up more space when invested in is what will interest the firms. A private equity firm will look out for a company that is not at its peak. That is easy to be complacent within. The goal is to grow beyond the point that you are currently. An investment should see you go ahead and push more boundaries to become who you are. The potential to grow remains the most relevant characteristic of a company that a private equity firm will look for when investing in your activities. Let us know which of the characteristics are in line with your company. You can also share which of these characteristics you are going to work on moving forward. Would you please share your comments with us?